What is going on, fellas? Today is May 14th, and it is a great day to start your 30-day sprint to becoming the best version of yourself. Now, it really only takes 30 days for you to break old habits, build new good habits, and put systems, habits, and processes in place for you to reach your goals. You have to understand that you do not rise to the level of your goals, but you fall to the level of your systems. And in this video today, I'm going to break down the certain system that you need to have in place for you to optimize every single area of your life. Basically, everything comes down to mind, body, soul, and financial. Those are the 4 pillars of every single guy. Now, you can break down those certain avenues into different things, but these are the main things that every single guy should focus on optimizing in their life. If you want to become the best version of yourself, this is what matters: your mind, your body, your soul, your spirit, and your finances. Okay, so that is what we're going to focus on today. And in this video, we're going to talk about the 4 things that you need to avoid for the next 30 days and the 4 things you need to do for the next 30 days in order to build the systems to become the best version of yourself. It's going to start with your mind. Everything at the end of the day is mental, and if you have no ability to control your mind, you are not going to get anywhere in life. So many people, they identify with their mind and their feelings, their emotions, and their thoughts, and therefore they get nothing done. Therefore, they're always distracted, and therefore they're never present and never able to focus on the task at hand. All that matters is what you are doing at the present moment, and these 2 things are going to tremendously help you out with becoming more focused, becoming more grounded, and focusing on what you are doing right now so you can get the best result of yourself. Okay, so mind, it's going to be all about meditating and reading. Every single day for the next 30 days, I want you guys to meditate and read, right? It doesn't have to be for a long amount of time. All I would say is a minimum of 5 minutes of meditation and a minimum of 10 minutes of reading, right? 10 pages is probably best. But this is really all you need every single day to reset your brain, to get grounded, to get focused, and to get rooted in the present moment. When you are rooted in the present moment, you are so engrossed in focusing on the task at hand that you are able to make progress, and you are not focused on the fruits of your action, but just the action itself. And if the action itself is better, the fruit and the result is ultimately going to be better. So it's so important to train your mind and to be able to control your mind and focus your mind on the present moment. And you do that through simple tasks like meditating for 5 minutes and reading for 10 minutes every single day. Now, I would recommend most people to do more like a 10-minute meditation. And all you need to do for this 10-minute meditation is sit alone in a quiet room with your back against the wall. You're sitting down, and all you're doing is you're breathing in for 4 seconds, holding your breath, and then exhaling for 4 seconds. That is all you are doing, and you are just focusing on your breath, and you are watching your mind. You're watching your thoughts. You're seeing them where they go, right? It's okay if you get a little off track. It's okay if you mess around and you fantasize or visualize or do certain things like that. That is okay, but you always come back to the present. You always come back to your breath, and that is going to enable you to start training your mind to focus on what you are doing right now, okay? And reading is another way. I pretty much just use reading as a way to gain knowledge, but additionally to wind down before bed. A lot of people, what they do right before bed is they look at their phone, they scroll on Instagram, and then they go to sleep right away. And then they wonder why their sleep is shit. They wake up the next day and they don't feel good. The reason why is because you are stimulating your mind right before bed. The best thing you can do right before bed is to read. Honestly, I would recommend a lot of you guys reading for 30 minutes a day instead of 10 minutes, but 10 minutes at the minimum right before bed. You have to give your brain and your mind some time off your phone before you go to bed so you can actually wind down and start to go to sleep. So your mind is so important, and controlling your mind is going to be the #1 best thing to becoming the best version of yourself. How many intrusive thoughts do you have a day? How many feelings and emotions arise that take you off your path every single day, right? You know you have certain things you need to do. You know you have certain meals you need to eat, certain workouts you need to hit, certain things you should abstain from and not do, right? And your mind is the one that gets in the way of you doing those things. It's not any external thing. It's ultimately just in your mind. And once you are able to control your mind through meditation and reading, then you are able to do the tasks that you know you need to do. Okay. So now that you have meditating and reading is going to be the most important thing when it comes to training your mind and training your ability to sustain attention, right? Every single person, if they want to be able to focus on a task at hand, they need sustained attention. And a lot of people today have no regard for sustained attention because all they are doing is scrolling on their phone, they're scrolling on Reels, they're scrolling on TikTok, and they have no ability to focus on a task at a long period of time, okay? So this is gonna separate you from everybody else. And the best version of you, I'm sorry to break it to you, is able to focus on a task for multiple hours at a time. Okay, so the next thing is going to be your body, right? Your mind is important, but so is your body. These really are interchangeable between 1 and 2. And every single day for the next 30 days, what I want you to do is work out, is to sweat, right? And specifically, I want you to lift 6 times a week, okay? And then 1 active rest day, right? Your body ultimately needs a rest day. It needs a rest day. It needs to chill. It needs to relax. But on that rest day, that doesn't mean you sit around, you sit on the couch all day, you jerk off all day, you do nothing important all day, right? In order to control your mind, you have to control your body as well. And this is another great way to control your mind, right? Your mind is going to wander. It's going to go off into different places. The number one thing that every single human being knows they need to do is exercise. They know they need to go outside. They know they need to work out. They know they need to go for walks. But it's the number one thing that people don't do. It's the thing that people avoid because their brain gets in the way. It comes up with excuses. It comes up with feelings. It comes up with thoughts. It comes up with emotions. And then ultimately you have no ability to control those thoughts, feelings, and emotions, and you get nowhere, right? So going to the gym when you don't feel like it is one of the best things that you can do for training your mind, right? If you want to be a CEO, an entrepreneur, a business owner, any of those type of things, those type of people, they train every single day. They work out every single day, and they train their mind every single day, and they work every single day, right? And in order for you to do that, you have to start training your body, right? In order for you to build a business, in order for you to be a CEO, you have to start with your mind first and your body first, right? So that is so important. Every single day, you need to do some type of movement. You should be lifting 6 times a week, 6 times a week, and being on a specific training regimen. And if you don't know one, click the link below, book a call with me, and I can get you right. And then the other day, 1 active recovery day, right? Stretch, go for a walk. Just don't do too much. Don't do any lifting at all. Stretch, go for a walk, maybe some body weight stuff, maybe some abs, some cardio. That is it, right? Don't do too much on this day, but make sure you are still sweating. Make sure you are still moving your body because that is an essential function to be able to control your mind. This was the thing that I got wrong for many, many years until I started actually putting on lean muscle mass and starting to look aesthetic, okay? So diet, you should be following a diet every single day and sticking to it for the next 30 days, right? And what your reward is for after the 30 days, maybe you go out and you eat something nice, you go to a fancy restaurant, maybe even get an ice cream, whatever the case may be. But if you don't stick to the diet for the 30 days, then you do not do that, right? You have to give yourself some type of reward, but sticking to the diet is what you need to do. So follow your diet every single day. And the easiest diet that I recommend for every single guy, if you want to increase your testosterone, boost muscle mass, and burn body fat, is simple, high testosterone, red meat, eggs, fruits, rice, and that is literally it. This is what I eat every single day. I eat red meat, I eat eggs, I eat fruit, I eat rice, raw honey. I used to drink raw milk a little bit, not as much, but this is what I do every single day, and this is the high testosterone diet. So if you want your body to look the absolute best, follow this diet, lift 6 times a week, and you are gonna look your best in the next 30 days. So for number 3, soul, I kind of went back and forth on a couple different things, right? I thought about going to church every Sunday. I thought about helping other people out, volunteering, different things like that. But ultimately something easy that you can do every single day that I think is gonna be good for your soul and fill you up with gratitude is going to be talking to a new person every single day, but specifically just giving them a genuine compliment, right? Talking to a new person and giving them a compliment, right? Maybe you see someone working hard. Maybe you see someone in the gym putting up a lot of weight. Maybe you see someone with a cool pair of shoes. Maybe you see someone with a cool hairstyle. Maybe you see someone with a cool outfit. Whatever the case may be, just talk to a new person every single day, have a little conversation with them, and compliment them, right? Compliment them on something you see that you genuinely think is cool or something that you genuinely like. Maybe you could even say, instead of saying, I like this on you, you could say, your ring looks really cool. Your shirt looks really cool on you. You have cool shoes. Whatever the case may be, one compliment every single day is going to give you more than it's ultimately going to give them, because the amount of gratitude and the amount of just positivity that you are going to get from it, right? This is something that honestly I don't do, but now I'm going to do this, right? Thinking about it right now in my head, I really don't compliment people that much unless I'm actually truly impressed. And so this is something that I want to work on, and I want you guys to work on too. When is the last time you gave someone a genuine compliment? When is the last time you sparked up a conversation with a stranger because you thought they looked cool, right? Whatever the case may be, talking to a new person and complimenting them is going to feed your soul. It's going to give you gratitude. It's going to make you feel more happy, more confident, right? If you can go up to someone and give them a genuine compliment, you can start a conversation with literally any single human being, right? So I think this is so good for your soul because as human beings, we are meant to be social creatures. We are meant to interact with each other, to help each other, to do work for each other, to do business for each other, right? And so when you do this, when you talk to a new person, when you compliment a new person every single day, you are feeding your soul because your soul needs other people. It needs interactions with other people. You can't just be on a deserted island on your own all the time, right? You need to talk to other people and you need to compliment them. Give instead of getting. That is going to be the number one most important thing for your soul, is to give instead of get. And this is something that I'm going to work on with you guys because this is something that I don't really do. I don't really compliment strangers, right? I just don't really do that. Okay? And I might see something that is cool and I just don't say anything. So from now on, every single day, what I want you guys to do is talk to a new person, give them a compliment. And for the fourth and final pillar, so the last pillar that is so important as a man, the final pillar that is so important as a man is going to be finances, right? Every single one of you guys know as a man you need to protect, you need to provide, you need to procreate, right? And in order to do those things, you need money. You need to have money coming in and you need to have some type of income coming in, right? When I was younger, I thought, money wasn't that important. Money isn't really that big of a deal, things of that nature. But having money really changes everything. It can allow you to travel. It can allow you to talk to new people. It can allow you to go to new restaurants. It can allow you to do so many different new experiences, right? Allow you to do so many different types of things. Allow you to not think about things. Allow you to help other people out, right? People who say that money is the root of all evil, it's not really true. It's just based on how you use it, right? You can use money for so many good things, for so many experiences, for travel, for meeting new people, for helping people, right? And so money is very important. And what I want you guys to do every single day for the next 30 days in order to become the best version of yourself is work on a business every single day for at least an hour a day, right? Work on a business or something that is going to generate you some type of money outside of your job, outside of your 9 to 5, outside of the thing that you do every single day, right? This needs to become something from you. It could be a creative endeavor. It could be just a regular standard business. It could literally be anything. It could be you making YouTube videos and trying to sell a product online. It doesn't matter what it is. 1 hour every single day of you working on business, right? This is gonna help you become the best version of yourself because you are actually having to create, you're actually having to use your mind and to think. Whenever I make these YouTube videos right here, I don't know if they're gonna get a lot of views. I don't know if many people are gonna watch it or like it, right? But what matters is that I am learning how to create. What matters is that I am learning how to think of things on the fly and give information back to you guys, right? So that is what matters for you. It's about building yourself. It's about the process and the results will come later. Forget the results, forget the fruit of your action and just focus on the action. And working on your business for 1 hour a day, every single day, is a great example of you focusing on the action instead of the fruits, right? And honestly, you probably need to do more than 1 hour, probably more like 2 to 4 hours is gonna be your sweet spot. But I understand a lot of you guys have priorities, responsibilities, kids, jobs, things like that. So every single day, at least 1 hour every single day, right? No negotiating, no thoughts and feelings and emotions that arise, no sickness, nothing. 1 hour every single day for you to become the best version of yourself. As much as the adding new things is so great, what ultimately is better is taking away and subtracting things, right? There are so many things that take up so much of our time, and those things are leading us astray. Those things are distracting us. Those things are taken away from our true purpose. That girl you're thinking about, that TV show you're thinking about, that Netflix series you're thinking about, that NBA team you're thinking about. All of those things are just distracting from you actually working on yourself and actually getting better for the next 30 days. And it shouldn't really be about the next 30 days. This is about building the habits and systems over 30 days so you can have it for the rest of your life. And part of that is abstaining. So the first thing that you need to abstain from in the next 30 days is you need to abstain from any sexual content, right? Any sexual content. and you need to abstain from fapping completely, right? You should not fap. You are not allowed to fap for the next 30 days, right? You are on no fap for the next 30 days. And this is going to build up that discipline within you, right? There are going to be times when you see a pretty girl. There are going to be times when you want to jack off. There are going to be times when you are doing something and that urge just arises, right? And you have to learn to let it subside. You have to learn to control your mind. This is where meditating and reading is really going to help you guys control your mind and let those impulses go so you can focus on the task at hand, right? So for the next 30 days, you have to abstain from any sexual content, right? No IG girls. This was the biggest thing for me, right? No IG girls. If you are following them, unfollow them. If they pop up on your page, hit do not show me this. I am not interested, right? Whatever it takes for you to get that out of your mind, that out of your For You page, anything like that. If it means you have to delete Instagram for the next 30 days, fucking do it, right? No Instagram girls. This was always the issue with me. Whenever I would have some free time after my work would get done, I would just go on Instagram and scroll, and then I would see a girl. And I would see a girl and it just had this trigger. It had this trigger, right? And when you are not fully in control of yourself, sometimes when you get that trigger unsolicited, you can't control yourself. And so I needed to start getting that control back within myself, and how I did that was completely abstaining from any sexual content and any Instagram girls. I'm not going to go on Instagram and look at girls, right? You should not do that either. You are too important, you are too busy, and you have too much going on to be looking at girls on Instagram who have no idea who the fuck you are. Okay, so that is the number one thing. Abstaining from any sexual content. This is going to get your mind right, because so many guys today, they're walking around like this, right? They're just looking at girls, they're gawking at girls, and all they think about is women all day. And I have been a victim to this too, right? I notice myself thinking about girls, thinking about what this girl said, what that girl said. Does this girl like me? Who the fuck cares? Focus on getting better. Focus for the next 30 days on becoming the best version of yourself. Fuck those girls. They do not matter. Focus on you. No more Instagram girls. No sexual content. You should be on NoFap, and you shouldn't really be having sex either during this time period. You should be focusing on yourself 100% completely, okay? So that is the most important thing for the next 30 days to really get your mind right, is to get that sexual content out of your brain. Out of sight, out of mind, right? And it really takes the first 7 days are the hardest, and then after that, it gets easier. But any sexual content you are abstaining from for the next 30 days, okay? So the next thing when it comes to your body, and that a lot of people love to do, is they love to damage their body by what they put into it. Okay, so for the next 30 days, I need you to watch what you put into your body, right? Anything, weed, any drugs, any alcohol, is a no-go, okay? So this is gonna be the most important thing, is your body and taking care of it and treating it like it's the temple that it actually is, right? No weed, no alcohol, I meant to be a comma, no weed, alcohol, drugs, I don't know, whatever the cigarettes, right? None of that stuff for the next 30 days. These are killers of you. These are killers of your time, killers of your focus, killers of your money, killers of the way you feel, and ultimately it's going to do damage on your body. You are not going to be able to rest. You're not going to be able to recover as quickly and get back to your workouts if you are doing these things, right? Weed is estrogenic. If you smoke weed, you are just putting estrogen in your body, and you are going to be a man with tits. You do not want that, so stop smoking weed, stop with the alcohol, stop with the drugs for the next 30 days. If you are able to do any of these things for the next 30 days, you are so far ahead of every single guy. I have really good friends of mine who go to the gym, who work out, who work good jobs, who seem like they're disciplined on the surface, right? They work out 5, 6, 7 days a week, right? They eat a certain diet, right? They do all of the right things, and then they still jack off. They still watch porn. They still smoke weed. They still do drugs. They still drink alcohol. They still stay out way too late. They still get fucked up on the weekends and are super hungover, right? They are just missing a part of themselves, and that is the reason why they continue to take 2 steps forward and 1 step back. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Do you really want to do that for the rest of your life? Put your foot down and commit to continuing to get better every single day. And how you get better is by not taking steps back, but by only taking steps forward with your actions, okay? So no weed, alcohol, drugs, or cigarettes for the next 30 days. Protect your body like it is the temple that it is. The next thing that I want to focus on, and that is going to be good for your soul, is getting sleep, okay? And specifically, having a bedtime alarm and sticking to it every single night, right? if you think about all of the bad stuff that happens on planet Earth, it happens late at night. It happens after 9:30, 10 p.m., right? So every single night, I want you to set a bedtime alarm no later than 10 p.m., right? Maybe you have to work night shift, maybe you have to do a certain type of thing, but figure out, okay, I need to get 8 hours of sleep every single night. You should be getting 8 hours of sleep every single night for the next 30 days. But additionally, you should figure out what time you need to wake up and what time you need to go to bed. And then every single night, 30 minutes before you must go to sleep and have the lights out, set a bedtime alarm. And this signifies you getting off your phone, and this signifies you preparing for the next day. Writing down what you are going to do for the next day. Writing down your goals for the next 6 months. Writing down your 4-step morning routine. Writing down the 5 daily needle movement tasks you're going to do the next day in order to accomplish those goals. Writing down these type of things that you're going to do the next day. And then reading and falling asleep. If you set a bedtime alarm every single day and you follow it for the next 30 days, you are going to abstain from so much bullshit. These things right here, they typically all happen at night, right? Most guys are watching porn at night. Most guys are looking at girls at night. Most guys are smoking weed at night. Most guys are drinking alcohol at night. They're doing drugs at night. They're doing cigarettes. They're doing dumb shit at night. Right? 99% of the things of these things, they happen late at night. So if you just go to bed and set your bedtime alarm, none of those things are going to happen. And you're going to avoid literally all of them. Okay, so bedtime alarm at 9 p.m. and then no scrolling. Okay, I talked about any sexual content, but scrolling is a big one too. Right? Your brain is not used to those images coming at you. Your brain is not used to any of that stuff happening so quickly. Your brain needs some time to think. It needs solitude. It needs focus. It needs to be able to hear the internal voice within. And a lot of you guys, you have no ability to just be bored, to just sit in silence, to just sit in solitude. And that is the reason why you make no progress. That is the reason why you get nowhere, because you have no ability to sit in the uncomfortability, okay? This is the most important thing. No more scrolling, right? You guys gotta cut this one out for the next 30 days. It's so important for you guys to focus your mind and have more of a greater attention span. And stopping the scrolling is gonna do that for you. Okay, so obviously, no scrolling, no TikTok, no big booty bitches, no sexual content, no weed, alcohol, drugs, cigarettes. These things are really, really going to help you and really, really take you to the next level. You're going to feel better. You're going to have more energy. You're going to have greater mood. Your soul is going to feel better. Everything in your life is going to feel more aligned to the person and to the best version of yourself that you are becoming, right? But another aspect that is so important is financial. And I could even put this first. But for the next 30 days, have some financial discipline, right? No buying shit you don't need, right? Instead of buying shit that you don't need, buy shit that is going to be an asset. Buy shit that you can invest in. Buy shit that is going to get you something or somewhere. No buying shit you don't need, right? Instead of that shirt, instead of those clothes, put it into a stock. Put it into something that's going to help you improve. Put it into a book. Invest into yourself. No buying shit you don't need, right? Maybe you don't buy shit you don't need. Maybe you're not really investing in yourself. Okay, fine. Put it into a savings. Putting into some type of investment so your future self can look back and be like, damn, I have 10 grand now, right? Thank God that I did this earlier. Thank God something came up and I have an emergency fund, right? You have to be thinking about these things as a man. Right? When I moved to Austin, Texas, I thought, oh, I'm just going to be able to move here. You know, money's not going to be a thing. I'll be perfectly fine. Right? Bullshit. I needed to have money saved before I moved here. And so that's what I did. I saved up 6 months worth of rent. So no buying shit you don't need. And that ended up coming in such handy for me down the road. Right? No buying shit you don't need. A lot of the stuff guys buy, you don't fucking need. Right? You don't need those clothes. You don't need that watch, right? Unless your clothes really look like shit, unless they just don't fit you, none of that type of stuff, right? Don't buy it if you don't need it, right? If you don't actually need it, if it's not food, if it's not water, if it's not something important for your business, if it's not you investing into yourself, if it's not you putting it into something that is going to grow, don't do it. Don't do it for the next 30 days. Focus on not buying shit you don't need, right? This is really for girls too. Like girls just buy shit all the time that they don't need. But as a guy, have financial discipline, right? This should be easy for you. Guys are simple. We are logical creatures. If we don't need something, don't get it. Put it into something that is going to grow. Put it into something that you are going to look down the line on and be thankful for. And that could literally be you reading a book. You could look back and say, man, I invested $20 in this book, literally changed my life, right? It's so simple. You could be investing in a course or a mentor, something that simple. Instead of you spending money on clothes or putting it in somewhere that's going to not do anything, or a watch or a car or any of that bullshit, right? If you do that, then you can get the skill, get the business, get the money, and then that is just going to pay for it eventually down the road, right? So this is what you guys need to be focusing on to become the best version of yourself. And if you want someone to put you together a diet and a workout plan to do it and to lead you step by step on the way there, click the link below, and I will see you guys on the next video.